Are you pretty surprised, those that aren't at HubSpot, of how many systems they have? Do you see many commonalities?
So when we speak to different organizations, whether it's an SME, whether it's an enterprise, whether it's in the corp space, it doesn't really matter. I think where we are now is everything is, like you said, it's so digital. I could go away and get a software overnight. It could be the leader in the space, but it might be the leader in the space of what it does, but what's the value of it if it doesn't integrate? And I think what it's causing is really disparate Frankenstein approaches to companies' tech stacks. And the knock-on effect of that is if the data is not shared, then your teams aren't collaborating as well as what they can be. It might be the best software for its purpose, but it may not be that best piece of software for you as an organization, depending on how your teams work and what your individual processes may be.
Particularly for maybe new businesses or people growing, or businesses that are growing at a rapid rate, you mainly just put a plaster over the solution with a bit of tech. All of a sudden, you can see that growing and growing, and actually becoming a problem in the long term.
It's a very reactive state of play, isn't it? You're doing your first few deals, you realize you need to send a quote. Oh, I need a system for that. I'm going to go and obtain PandaDoc. Now, PandaDoc's a great tool, but what you may find is if you went for something like an alternative, you've not thought because you're just trying to solve that immediate pain point, but then you're not thinking about in 6 months' time, does that software scale as you do? And it's a consideration that's more in the SME space where, your processes aren't as solidified, where you find that key decision makers or, your C-suite are taking software to alleviate the immediate kind of problem that they're facing. While software is growing at this exponential rate, companies should be looking at a proactive attitude to acquiring software, because what's going to cause your organization more pain? A delay in picking the right software, or a discrepancy in lost data, lost transmission, lost communication between your teams. And I think when you adopt that mindset of a proactive first, when you go into source software like you would do in your processes, you're building yourself to succeed, essentially.